Hi friends, welcome to John's Briefs, back again with criminal defense attorney extraordinaire, Tim Forshee of Forshee Law. Make sure you go check him out. And I want to talk today, we had a doozy of
this is a fun one. I like this video.
Of Taco Bell in England, in the UK. Well, I said England, it might have been Wales, in the UK at any rate.
If you could understand them, it was England. If you couldn't, it was Wales, right?
Yeah, something like that, right? Dude takes a swing at an employee because he's drunk and stupid or something, and in the middle of charging, the employee picks him up and just absolutely pile drives him, just hits him with a planet. And I want to talk to Tim about whether that would be considered the use of deadly force.
To win the fight after the fight, you need help. After a use of force, I trust Firearms Legal Protection to help me win the fight for the rest of my life. From their 24/7 attorney-answered hotline to coverage for the use of all legal tools, Firearms Legal Protection has you covered. Get a discount by signing up at the link below.
So first of all, I'm going to say, the first time I watched it, I went, well, that couldn't have happened to a nicer
Exactly.
guy.
I mean, before I saw the actual violence occur, I'm like, soccer hooligans. That was just the thought that went through my mind. These two, shaved head soccer hooligans with a combined IQ of 75 go into a Taco Bell. That's how the joke starts.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And for all people everywhere, if you're not from the United States, just please forgive us for Taco Bell. Taco Bell is not Mexican food. It's not a resemblance of Mexican food, but it is drunk food here in the U.S. and apparently in England too.
And also for those of you overseas, soccer, you would call it football, but we're in the U.S., so shut up.
We play the real football.
It's soccer.
You guys have soccer. But Ted Lasso fans not.
That's true. Ted Lasso is winning me over just a bit.
Yeah. So, but he picks him up, and I guess that's the question. He turns him over and hits him right on his head.
Dumps him.
And that could easily have put that guy in the hospital.
He could have killed him.
Yeah.
When I watched this, the first thing that went through my mind for some inexplicable reason was my favorite scene in that movie, The Hangover, where Mike Tyson is listening to Something in the Air Tonight, and Zach Galifianakis is standing there just minding his own business. And when the drum solo hits in the middle, Mike Tyson throws one punch, and Zach Galifianakis goes from perfectly conscious to completely unconscious in 0.4 milliseconds and just hits the floor completely motionless. And I thought, that's what this guy did. The minute that guy hit the ground, it was nights out. I mean, he was just gone. So, to get back to your question, could this be viewed as the use of lethal force? I would tend to think no. The hooligan was the aggressor. And by the way, did I see like 3 black-clad security guys at that Taco Bell in Wales?
Something.
Man, they're expecting some stuff to go down in that Taco Bell.
Those guys might have been the back-end staff.
You think?
The cooks, I think.
So it was just they're just wearing black. Okay, could be.
I think the cooks
thought, wow,
are
they've got
black.
that much security there. But when this guy picked him up and pile drived him, I mean, again, you're talking to one of the best martial artists in the local Phoenix area, and then you're talking about this guy who was a bouncer with an IQ of 17. So I don't know anything about all the stuff that John knows, but I will say that was a pretty dang effective pile drive, right?
It super worked,
and it turned his lights off. So no, I would, if I were the prosecutor, and you said that we were thinking about prosecuting this guy for use of inappropriate, excessive force, illegal force, lethal force, whatever you want to call it, I would turn that down in a heartbeat. I would say no, that was completely justifiable use of physical force in response to a physical attack. I didn't see any weapon. I didn't see him. After the guy was down, he didn't kick him. He didn't fall down and hit him with his elbow. AKA WWE. I thought it was perfectly appropriate. And frankly, once I heard that the guy, first time I saw it, I thought, oh, this guy's dead. Right. I mean, I was really worried that he'd broken his neck or fractured his skull. Once I learned that he was conscious later and left, I was like, you know what? That's where justice was meted out by the heavens right there. That's what should have happened.
And sometimes, we say stupid should hurt, and sometimes it does.
Yep.
And when it does, well, you put the quarter in the jukebox.
That's exactly.
So
now
you
dance
get to dance to the tune.
That's exactly right.
And we sometimes say that, he paid the band, so he gets to dance the dance. And so, listen, I think it was probably great. And at some level, if you were a highly trained judoka, and okay, I know 15 different sweeps or whatever.
If you did 3 throat strikes on the guy, and he's got a fractured larynx and he's dying in front of you, different situation.
Well, my friends who are real judo practitioners, and I have several who are high-level judoka, okay? And they know how to take you down and not hurt you. That's what they do, right? So that's the whole purpose of judo, is to take somebody off their feet, and then they transition from judo to jiu-jitsu, right? And then it's go night-night or quit. So that wasn't a judo throw, what he did.
No.
Pick up, turn around, and toss.
I looked at it, and I grew up as a farm boy in downstate Illinois. I was like, that's a guy who's baled some hay.
Yeah.
That's what that was. That was a guy who's thrown a hay bale around.
And I think, did he intend to, I'm going to pile drive this guy on his head? I don't necessarily think so. I think the guy comes, he did a double, and then all of a sudden I got this guy in my hand. I just flipped him up and tossed him.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, buddy. And he booped his snoot, you know, and you're like, well, that happens. Now,
Right.
now understand, if that guy had broken his neck,
Now who put the quarter in that jukebox?
yeah,
right?
now,
Yeah.
well, you chose to do that.
That's right.
And I think, you know, you might then have a big argument to make with the prosecutor that
Right.
says, hey, that wasn't my intent. He attacked me. I was trying to get him off me.
I would still, it would certainly be a murkier case, but I still, again, if I were the prosecutor, I think my discretion would dictate that I would say, again, it was one move. It wasn't a barrage of strikes. He didn't keep the guy when he was down. Even if the guy had unfortunately passed away, I still would have recommended no charges. Yeah.
It was one act of defense
Right.
and wasn't intentional in the infliction of great bodily harm or death. And so, you know, hopefully you get a prosecutor that's got a brain in their head. Just recognize as well that prosecutors are people, and you get some good ones and you get some bad ones.
Yeah, if anybody can tell us the fate of Ernie the soccer hooligan after he left the Taco Bell, we'd love to hear it. Did he go to the hospital? Did he just
Right?
go home?
Did he
and-
lose some teeth?
Did he just go home and start reading Mein Kampf again? What did he do after that? So, yeah.
It's definitely. Hopefully, he rethought his life choices and got to be a better human.
Let's hope. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah. So if you want to learn how to do, you know, really good throws and stuff like that, go to your local judo school and get some judo in you. I think many jiu-jitsu schools, they teach takedowns and stuff as well, but they teach them different. Judo teaches it differently than jiu-jitsu does, okay? And some guys do both. Just recognize those are different things. So yes, generally hitting someone with a planet, ordinary force.
By the way, folks, I had never heard that term before. I know John uses it, but for some reason I just hadn't heard it. And I was watching the video late at night, and I woke my wife up in the other room laughing so loud when he said that. So I initially thought it was that I heard it wrong. I had to replay it. I was like, oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Hit him
So,
with the planet. So Tim, thanks for the discussion.
as always, buddy, thank you. That's a fun one.